So MARVEN CLAIR approaching the boxing ring.
Representing India, NISANT DEV.
His opponent heading for the blue corner is NISANT DEV of India. Mark Williams of Wales is the referee, taking charge of this one. What an intriguing matchup we have in prospect here in the 71 kilogram light middleweight division. A classic encounter between the qualities of youth and experience, featuring boxers from Mauritius and India. The man wearing red, operating out of the southpaw stance, is MARVEN CLAIR. 28 years of age, a two-time Olympian, fresh off his run to the quarterfinals in the 69 kilogram welterweight division in Tokyo earlier this summer. His opponent, just 20 years of age, and that is NISANT DEV. DEV competing in his second bout of Belgrade 2021, and he was really impressive in his round of 64 victory over the 9-time national championship gold medalist from Hungary, Laszlo Kozak. The 2-time participant in the World Championships eliminated on a unanimous point decision verdict by some razor-sharp punch-picking from the rapid hands of NISANT DEV of India. There you see an example of it, snaking up that right jab and catching MARVEN CLAIR on the end of it. Two speedy boxers trying to create openings for their jabs behind feints and footwork in the first half of this opening round. Oh, terrific right-left success again from Dev. He's very rangy at this weight. You can see the length of his reach. Clair bobbing and weaving in front of his man. Not much that Clair hasn't seen on the Aiba boxing circuit over the course of his illustrious career. Good left hand to the body landed by Clair. Counter left hand not too far away from the man in red. He tried to turn over a right hook during that exchange as well. Nice movement in the pocket from Clair to make the man miss, but Clair falling short with his attempted counter. Good right jab scored by NISANT DEV. Clair dropping down intelligently with a good right jab to the body. Dropped at the knees, straightened out the right jab and found the range. Right left just were glancing blows from NISANT DEV on his attempted forward foray. Nice right jab again as a disruptive shot from NISANT DEV. The heads may have come together. NISANT DEV just blinking a little bit after that impact. Active round of boxing. NISANT DEV taking it across the board. All 5 judges scoring in favor. So we're going to the second round then. MARVEN CLAIR competed at the World Championships in Hamburg, where he lost in the first preliminary round. Comes to the ring as the reigning All-Africa Games gold medalist, having taken the title in Rabat in Morocco 2 years ago. The continental silver in the African Games in the African Continental Championships in 2017 for MARVEN CLAIR. Consistently has proven himself to be one of the top operators in and around the welterweight division. Here he is, at light middleweight, against a man who's looking to establish similar credentials for himself at what is the start of his senior Aiba boxing career. But look at the beauty on that lead right jab, firing it from around pec level. It's coming from seemingly the other side of the boxing ring. He's just sustained a damaged nose, and now, again, posed this question in his opening contest against Laszlo Kozak. And you're dealing with such a prodigious, perhaps even precocious talent. We know about the skill, then we have to have the other qualities examined. How is he going to deal with the adversity of an injury? With the discomfort that comes from having to breathe through a nose that has been damaged. I'm sure he's experienced it before during the course of his career, the reigning Indian national champion. But all of these are boxes that have to be checked. And a veteran such as MARVEN CLAIR will feel that he's the man to pose such questions. Good right jab to the body on the resumption from Clair. But look at that right jab to the head once again from NISANT DEV. Left hand to the body in response from Clair. So halfway through the second round. He's commentating on the African Olympic qualification event in Dakar in Senegal, when one of the biggest upsets of the tournament saw MARVEN CLAIR stopped in the third round of the quarter-final by Stephen Zimba of Zambia. One of a talented team of Zambian, primarily teenagers, all youngsters that were representing in Senegal during that Olympic qualification bid. Walked onto a shot, sent to the floor, beat the count, did MARVEN CLAIR, but the referee waved it off with him standing on his feet. Got his hands full here with NISANT DEV, trying to increase his tempo and turn the screw now, MARVEN CLAIR, to test NISANT DEV beyond his level of skill. Find out about his resilience and his tolerance to discomfort. All of these qualities he's trying to examine and scrutinize now. You see the difficulty that NISANT DEV is having breathing because of the nose damage that he's sustained. And he can't turn his back on his opponent like that. Referee Mark Williams may interpret that as negativity and bad body language. Second round in the book. As we take a look at the scores, it's a 3-2 split in favor of NISANT DEV. So two tied scores of 19 points apiece, but crucially from NISANT DEV's. So into the third and final round then. MARVEN CLAIR conceded the first round unanimously, took the second round for two of the judges, and he's really setting about his man now, because you can see almost distress signals coming from the face of NISANT DEV. He's really having difficulty breathing comfortably. That nose damage is making that a very difficult task indeed. And if you have to concentrate on your breath, well, my goodness, by definition, it means you're not concentrating on your boxing. And again, looking wide-eyed and rather concerned now, perhaps alarmed is NISANT DEV. But he's trying to retain his composure, retain his boxing stance. MARVEN CLAIR again, looking to pose these questions, knocking on the door and posing a real examination that young NISANT DEV has to come through. The man's talent is apparent. He possesses an abundance of it. But when you are that talented, often a veteran can come and pose the question and say, okay, everybody feels good in the first round of a contest. How do you feel when we get deep into it and you're not as fresh as you were in the opening stages? Good double left hand from MARVEN CLAIR. NISANT DEV shaking out his arms, disengaging now, but again, from his perspective, as he bombs away with the backhand, but he's caught by the right glove of MARVEN CLAIR, scores with a straight right jab to the body, and MARVEN CLAIR turn the screw further and crank up the pressure. DEV keen to hold on, working away with his free right hand. But the fact that it was a 3-2 split in favor of DEV rather than CLAIR at the conclusion of the second round is going to make it really difficult for CLAIR to overturn this now. He needs a massive final round and he's running out of time in which to produce it. Had he edged it 3-2, which was entirely conceivable, then the way he's boxing in this third and final round, for my money, he would be going through to the round of 16. Remember, you need an absolute majority of the 5 scoring judges, and the fact that there's a 2-point advantage, 20-18 for judges 3, 4, and 5 for Dev. If he can remain upright and not concede a massive final round, well, I think he'll be going through to the round of 16. But Clair is posing a really stern examination of the man's resilience here, and to his credit, he is coming through it. He's cut a rather distressed figure. Don't know how significant that nose damage is, but the extent of the damage is making it difficult for the man in blue to breathe. But he has passed the test posed by MARVEN CLAIR during rounds 2 and 3, and he will be going through to the round of 16. And there is confirmation of a split decision victory for NISANT DEV, the 20-year-old from Haryana State, prevailing on a 4-1 split. NISANT DEV taking all 3 rounds for judges 3, 4, and 5. I thought MARVEN CLAIR did enough to take the final round, but that's academic. A 4-1 split victory in favor of the man from India, and he goes through to the round of 16.